Coming up tonight, in a boost for Singapore's financial sector, 4 new digital banks will enter the market. Caught flouting COVID-19 rules, Gemma Steakhouse is ordered to shut after a Halloween dinner for 75 people. And just days after this video went viral, NParks launches a probe into the feeding of wild hornbills in Loyang. This is the Straits Times Newsnight. Good evening, I'm Dylan Ang. Singapore will have 4 new digital banks, making a much-awaited announcement this evening. The Monetary Authority of Singapore awarded 2 digital full bank licenses to the Grab-Singtel consortium and C, the owner of Shopee. It also handed 2 digital wholesale bank licenses to the Ant Group and a consortium led by Greenland Financial. So what is a digital bank? Well, these players will not have a physical presence and all banking services will be done online for retail and corporate customers. MAS expects the new digital banks to commence operations from early 2022. M1 customers have been hit by a fibre broadband outage today in the 3rd such disruption to the telco services this year. Fixed voice services are also affected. In its latest update on Facebook, M1 says affected customers can switch over to their local mobile data and M1 will waive off any excess data usage. Today's incident followed 2 previous disruptions during the circuit breaker period that lasted for almost 30 hours collectively from May 12 to 13th. Gemma Steakhouse at the National Gallery has been ordered to shut for 20 days for flouting COVID-19 safe management measures on Halloween. In a social media post, the restaurant apologized for disappointing its customers. The Singapore Food Agency found that on October 31st, the steakhouse hosted a private event for 75 guests. Although diners were sat at tables of up to 5, CCTV footage showed that they intermingled and failed to wear their masks even when they were not eating or drinking. On to the COVID-19 situation here. 3 new cases were confirmed today. None were in the community or from within workers' dormitories. All 3 imported cases have been placed on stay-home notices when they arrived in Singapore. Also making headlines tonight, an e-scooter shop owner has been jailed for a week for riding his PMD at 135 km per hour on the road. 38-year-old Samuel Tan Woon Yao pleaded guilty to riding on a public way in a rash manner and for riding a PMD on a road. He was caught riding the device along Lim Chu Kang Road with 3 teenagers by officers on patrol last July. The teenagers too pleaded guilty to similar offences. All 4 PMDs were unregistered. Remember this video of a man feeding bananas to a pair of hornbills at Loyang Way Food Village? Well, the National Parks Board said today it is looking into the incident, telling the Straits Times that it takes a serious view on wild animal feeding, which they say alters the natural behaviour of wildlife and habituates them to human presence and reliance on humans for an easy source of food. Under the Wildlife Act, first-time offenders caught feeding wildlife may be fined up to $5,000 and repeat offenders up to $10,000. Let's take a look at what's been trending on social media today. Now, Warner Brothers has announced that it will make all its 2021 releases available to stream as soon as they hit the big screen. Upcoming films like Godzilla vs. Kong, Dune and The Matrix sequel are among the titles expected to be affected, with films releasing in theatres and on HBO Max the same day. The unprecedented move appears to be in response to sinking profits as cinemas continue to struggle as a result of the pandemic. Selena Gomez, George Clooney, Regina King and Anthony Fauci have been named People of the Year by People magazine, chosen for being forces for good in the world. Gomez was praised for using her Instagram platform to support the Black Lives Matter movement in June, and Clooney for donating to the Eco Justice Initiative, COVID-19 relief efforts and significant aid to Lebanese charities after the Beirut explosion. Actress Regina King, who had won the Oscar Best Supporting Actress in 2019, had also been lauded for calling support for marginalized communities, with Dr. Fauci hailed for providing steady guidance in the US during the pandemic. Over in sports, for the first time in 270 days, fans were back inside a Premier League ground as Arsenal welcomed 2,000 supporters for a big Europa League win over Rapid Vienna. Goals from Lacazette, Mari and Kittier and Smith Rowe cemented a 4-1 victory at the Emirates Stadium, normally packed to the brim with 60,000 supporters. With London placed in the government's Tier 2 restrictions following the end of lockdown, Arsenal were the first top-flight club able to open the turnstiles for a limited number of fans, with the sparse crowd well-distanced and in high spirits. Just days after his dramatic escape from the fireball crash at last Sunday's Bahrain Grand Prix, French driver Romain Grosjean returned to the paddock where he met his rescuers, medical car driver and senior medical official who helped him escape the blaze. Grosjean arrived with bandages on both of his hands and his left foot and went on to present gifts to officials as he thanked them. Lovely to see. As Rihanna famously sang "Shine Bright Like a Diamond," luxury brand Louis Vuitton has brought another record-breaking stone to Singapore, the 549-carat Sethunya. Sethunya, which means flower, was discovered in February in Botswana's Karo mine, the same mine where the Sewello, the world's largest rough diamond, was found in April 2019. Fancy seeing both diamonds in its natural uncut form? Well, you're in luck. Both are on show at Capella Singapore from now till Monday as part of LV's Stellar Times High Jewellery Showcase. 90 exquisite pieces will be on display, inspired by a journey through the cosmos. Do note though that viewing is by appointment only. And that wraps up the Straits Times Newsnight. Do visit straitstimes.com to see more news and videos. You can also subscribe to our YouTube channel by hitting the button below. Have a great weekend. See you on Monday.